When e-cigarette waste isn't properly disposed of, it can end up as litter in our environment. Over time, these plastic components break down into smaller and smaller pieces through erosional processes until they are microscopic particles. These microplastics never fully decompose naturally, so when they are littered into our environment, they seep toxins into our oceans and soils, which are consumed by wildlife. Microplastic consumption can affect digestion, reproduction, and circulatory processes in many organisms. This includes humans.
The tobacco companies are now responsible for manufacturing and selling a whole new class of products for which we have very little really good scientific information about their potential effects on our environment. And e-cigarettes, the devices themselves, which are actually supposed to be regulated according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. And the manufacturers have made these products without really informing users of how to dispose of them properly and safely, which is not just in their household trash. And they've also made the devices very often in ways in which they're really not recyclable.
We certainly have seen an uptick on the amount of units that need to be disposed of for e-cigarettes. Since we are focused on the cannabis industry, we've certainly seen an uptick over the years as there are more consumers preferring to use e-cigarettes or vape pens.
Well, the study that we conducted was looking at all different types of tobacco waste. Of course, we also were looking at whether we would find any e-cigarette waste. And that study was done at 12 Bay Area public high schools, of which some were located in Marin County. The total number of tobacco waste items collected across all 12 schools, that was 893, and about 19% or 172 of those items were actually e-cig waste items. All e-cigarettes share certain characteristics in common. They have a metal casing with some plastic components. They have the electronic components that are connected to a heating coil that heats up the liquid that contains nicotine. That coil gets hot and aerosolizes the e-liquid, which is inhaled through a mouthpiece. And then that whole electronic heating system is powered by batteries, typically lithium-ion batteries.
Lithium-ion batteries certainly have a large negative environmental impact. Hazardous waste is hazardous by four main components, and those four main components is ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity, and toxicity. So hazardous waste will show one of those four components, and if it could demonstrate one of those four components, it's deemed hazardous. So the process in which we work with Marin Sanitation as a vendor in their household hazardous waste program is we provide the collection boxes to Marin Sanitation. Once those collection boxes are filled, Gaiaca will then go pick it up and then facilitate the process to get it to the actual processing and recycling facility. The impacts from lithium-ion batteries are huge, and the greatest impact is that us consumers don't even know that it's happening. Not many people realize because it's not always on your headlines. Recycling requires a lot more effort, breaking down, sourcing, and separating, and utilizing technology to upcycle or recycle the different material sources. Utilizing a vape pen or an e-cigarette would not be an environmental health concern if that person using that pen takes it to its proper facility or collection point after its use. Because at the end of the day, if there's no solution for the consumer to take that pen, they will throw it away in the trash can. Your vape pen has lithium-ion batteries. It's like that of a laptop or cell phone. You should not be throwing that in your general trash. It's an electronic recyclable item. Every municipality has a household hazardous waste facility, an HHW, and it's a resource for anyone living in that county to bring in different waste streams they don't know how to dispose of. So my first recommendation is to call Marin Sanitation. My second recommendation, do not throw in your general trash. Hold on to it and separate it as if it's just your regular battery. And then third, if you did buy your pen from a cannabis retail store, I would encourage you to bring it back to that licensed cannabis retail store, because a lot of these cannabis retailers might have a vape pen recycling program, but if it's not properly managed or handled in a compliant manner, it will be an environmental health hazard. But if it is managed in a compliant manner at collection facilities like the ones provided at marine sanitation, household hazard waste facilities, it would not impose an environmental health hazard because everyone's working collectively to properly manage the waste and recycle it in an environmentally friendly manner.